Welcome all to NFL Pub Hub right here on Pub Sports Radio. Happy Sunday to all of you. So many great cappers ready to rock, popping their action in the chat. Kevin Foster, truth teller, with an enormous amount of action riding on the Seattle Seahawks, who I think are in a great position. But that is a lot to have on a spot. Man, Bear, Pig, and that was Toby Lane. Saints Moneyline is his play of the day. I absolutely love the Saints money line so much. Marco Spagnolo says Saints line screams Saints win. I agree. I agree completely. And I've hammered it. But we'll go over all that action here. We got Justin McKelvey in the house. Stacks play day number 1. Justin Fields anytime touchdown plus 133. And Toby Lane says, mark my words, upset today. The Titans money line. Wow. Stacks play day number 2. Henry 90 plus rush yards. We got Old E in the house. Frank, Virginia. Donuts, Silks. Browns going into the half up 3. I'll take it. Yes, we will take it, my friend. Browns looking good, but need to get to that finish line. We got WT in the house representing Costa Rica. Love to see you, WT. Just my 2 cents. Agent Parlay, Craig Wood. Dougie Wise, free bands of the day. Saints minus 1 and 2 in a banger. I love to see that. Just my 2 cents. Harold Williams, Kent Davies, Mr. Tomatoes, Derek Parra, Turnbuckle Tommy. It is a great group. There's Kong's Clips in the house. We have our first guest joining us here very, very soon. Irish King, Ken Wood. Great to see all of you guys. Let's talk about the show that is coming up. We have Bobano hitting leadoff. He'll be here any minute. We have Morgan Spooner, who's been exceptional in our Cappers contest, our Pub Sports Radio NFL Cappers contest. Picks are in for the Cappers contest. You can see what everybody's on is you have to get them in by 9 p.m. Eastern. Let's just take a look at the standings right now because Morgan Spooner is looking very, very strong. Let's get this all in here. So he is second. Then we have Joey DFS, who's been an absolute monster on our program, as he is on several programs here on Pub Sports Radio. One of the stars of the Locker Room Talk podcast. Sorry, that is the old list. Then we have Gorky, Salty Pete, and then Gorky, 11:52, 12:04, Sweaty Butcher at 12:16, LJ from H-Town, and Dutch Boy Fresh. We have our show bookended by the Cappers, who are first and second out of 23 Cappers thus far. Shout out to MMA Mad Hatter. He's number 1 in our NFL Cappers contest, and right in 7th. I'm tied with him, is Morgan Spooner at 12-8. Tied with Guillermo Zeratucci. Looking up at MMA, Locker Room, Ron Crawford, Earl Sports Bets, and Paul Shalou, all looking very strong here. Great to see all of you guys. 9 Legacy ready to get to work. Gabriel Ballers ready to get to work and get that cash. We have Gerald Jones says, this is a great Sunday. Oh my gosh, had a brain aneurysm probably going... Sorry, is that your dad that you said? It says my HAD. I imagine that you're talking about your dad. Wow, my dad. Okay, Gerald. Wow, wow. So we didn't know that, and this is important to our community. We'll get our first guest up here right now, but this is extremely important. Gerald Jones' father had a brain aneurysm. I went to see him on Friday. The surgery went well. Let's all just, before we get to work here and focus all our energy into succeeding on this giant NFL day, let's just send some positive energy, however you do it, whether you pray or whatever it is, to Gerald Jones' father. A brain aneurysm is very scary. Surgery went well. You can beat this. You can move through this. You can move past this, but it's tough and takes a lot of love as well. So thinking about you, Gerald Jones. Yes, BJ, now it's my turn. I gave you the Saints. You gave me Cincinnati. Now it is my turn. So our love and thoughts to Gerald Jones. MMA Mad Hatter, there's our guy, number 1 in the NFL Cappers contest. Let's get to work and bring on our first guest. He's our Season 2 champion, and he's currently number 1 through the first 4 weeks of the season. 21 wins and 12 losses plus 8.02 units in just 3 shows. The man is cashing and hitting leadoff for us right now. Please welcome the star of the Hitting the Books YouTube channel, as well as the Ice Guys, our guy, Mr. Ian Cameron. Bobano, how are you?
Great to be with you, Jimmy. Great start. Well, I shouldn't say great start to the year. First week and a couple weeks was up and down for me personally. And then the last 3 weeks have been really, really strong. So looking to keep it rolling here.
Let's do exactly that, Ian. We start with Miami Dolphins and Carolina Panthers, Bank of America Stadium at Charlotte, North Carolina. I wanted the Panthers all week. And on Thursday night, I was in the soup and I wanted to triple up on them. I realized that was a little much. And I went all the way back to just having one unit on them full game plus one. But I was interested in more, and I still sort of am. But Chuba Hubbard isn't playing. He's out with the calf injury. So is Jatavian Sanders. Their tight end is out. A defensive end, Tershawn Wharton, is out with a toe injury. And Smith Wade, a cornerback, is out with a chest injury. DJ Wanham, a very important linebacker, is dealing with a hip injury. He's listed as questionable. We need him out there. So is Cam Jackson and LeBrian Ray, two defensive tackles. For the Dolphins, Storm Duck remains out for that leaky secondary. Cedric Wilson is out with a knee injury, and we know that Tyreek Hill is done for the season. Let's get into the line history here and then hear how Bobano is attacking our first spot on the board. We have right now Carolina at +1 at -110. The look ahead was 1.5, and then this opened up at +1. It did move up to +1.5, bouncing around back at +1 right now. We get to the total here for our first game on the board with Ian Cameron. We have a 44. This look ahead was 46.5. Came out on Sunday night at 45.5. So we have dropped 1.5 and I do get why it's dropped. 55% of the tickets, 64% of cash on Miami. I'm very comfortable with those numbers being on the other side of that. And 56% of the tickets on the over, 72% of cash on the under. Ian Cameron, take it away. Game 1 on the board, Dolphins, Panthers.
Yeah, hopefully my read on the Carolina Panthers is as strong as it was last week, where I really like New England. I think you were on New England last week with the Patriots, and I think it's a scenario where we come back now off a blowout loss, and we back the Panthers here in this spot as a slight home underdog here. There's a lot of problems with Carolina right now. Bryce Young, flip a coin. What are you going to get from him one game to the next? Really. I mean, that's really what it boils down to. We know there's no Chuba Hubbard, banged up at running back. We know there's a couple of injuries on defense as well for this Carolina team. A defense that got shredded last week by the Patriots. And Miami, if there's one thing they can do, is they can move the football a little bit. But that'll be put to the test without Tyreek Hill, simply because now Waddle, Malik Washington, other guys are going to have to get more involved in the passing game for Tua going into this game. I look at this, though, as Carolina's off a blowout loss. I do not trust. This is more about I do not trust Miami as a slight road favorite on a short week. This is still a bad football team. That was a Jets team on Monday night. We all watched it on the live stream that gift-wrapped 100 yards and penalties to this Miami Dolphins team. That basically is like giving them a touchdown. Let's not forget how undisciplined the Jets were in that game. So it's not like it was all good Miami. It was a lot of bad New York Jets football in that first victory of the season for Miami. So I like Carolina in this spot. Don't trust Miami as a road favorite on a short week. I think this is still a very porous football team. Again, not that Carolina is much better, but I'm going to take them here. +1.5, -105 on Carolina. +1.5, -105. I'm also going to grab over 43.5, -110. I think this total's a little light, and I think both teams can contribute enough to send it over a modest total.
You are in business here with Carolina +1.5, -105, and the over 43.5. Julian Cesaro says Miami smashed today for Hill. It's interesting. We've been handling the Panthers beautifully. Backing them at home.
They are good at home. Remember, they 30-0 against Atlanta at home the last time they were here.
It was absolutely perfect. And then fading them, selling high. Now we get to buy them low again, back at home. That team that they dominated in the Falcons would beat up this Dolphins team.
No.
So I'm very comfortable with this situation. I know that not everybody wants to back the Panthers, and I get it. Let's roll up. We got Wine Time Sports, Jake Burns, Cheshire Cat, Dougie Wise, Just My 2 Cents, Mr. Always Profit, Donut Silks, Chase J, Omer, Goddad, coming to us from across the ocean over in France. Great to have all of you guys. Thank you for joining us. Next up for us, we have Dallas Cowboys, New York Jets. This became a spot that I've just gotten more and more confident in as the week came on. I have the Jets +2.5, -114. We're at MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey, 80 Fahrenheit, sunny, 2 miles per hour. This Cowboys team is beaten up. Wow. So we know that Tyler Guyton, tackle, is out. We know a guard and Tyler Booker out. CeeDee Lamb out. Kevontae Turpin out, and safety Malik Hooker out, and it could get worse. They have Carson, another cornerback who's dealing with a knee injury. Marshawn Nealand, defensive end with an ankle injury. Jonathan Mingo, wide receiver with a knee injury. Kenneth Murray, linebacker with a knee injury. Miles Sanders, knee, ankle, and Tyler Smith, knee. Tyler Smith didn't practice all week.
Yeah.
So you got anyone who's backing the Cowboys better hope to God that Tyler Smith is in, because you're down Guyton and Booker already. And for the Jets, we're not out of it either. We need Jermaine Johnson badly on the edge. He's questionable with an ankle injury. Let's take a look at how Bobano is attacking this one. First off, this total. This total right now is sitting at 48. It is climbing. Look ahead was 46.5. Came out on Sunday at 46. So this is a 2-point move to the over, a pretty legitimate one at that. On the point spread here, we have the Jets right now as we speak at +1 at -110. God, that's just looks so good to me. Got the 2.5 at -114. And Bobano, my man, let's just take a quick look at the cash flow here. And we have 52% of tickets, 50% of cash on Dallas. Very 50-50 situation. I still love it. This line's moving towards the Jets. 54% of tickets on the over, 62% of cash on the under. Ian Cameron, take it away.
I mean, I know there's injuries for the offensive line for Dallas, but Jets don't get pressure other than maybe Quinnen Williams. I mean, there's been zero pass rush. There's been zero pressures toward the quarterback. So I think this is one opponent Dallas actually can move the football against. Even with some of those O-line injuries. They're 29th in EPA on defense this year. The Jets, again, there's been very little consistent pass rush. I think it's definitely – I still don't trust the Jets' defense. Jets are like 29th to 32nd in all the various defensive categories. And I still think even with Turpin and Lamb and some other weapons out, Dallas is going to be able to move the football. But the Jets are going to move the football here too. There's no question about that in my mind. And Dallas is, for all the injuries they got on the O-line, they're even worse off on defense. That secondary's ravaged right now for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, Justin Fields, we know with the passing, it can be in and out. It can be spotty. It can be erratic. But I definitely think it's going to be a situation where this Jets team back home against a defense that's given up 24-plus points in every game, that is languishing near the bottom of a lot of defensive categories. It should be a game where the run game can work and then open up Justin Fields throwing the football. So I have 3 bets on this game. I'm also with you that I like the Jets in this spot. I know they're a circus, they're a shit show, but Dallas, after that tie against Green Bay, tough game to have to bounce back from and play on the road now. It was an exhausting game. This might be one of these deals where it's going to be a while before I get my money on the New York Jets if they fuck this one up today. Let me just tell you that right now. But at this number, given the scenarios and the injuries for Dallas, I have to take them. So +1.5. This is also -105. Same price as the last one. +1.5, -105 on the Jets. I'm also on 2 other bets. Jets team total over 23.5 at -115. So Jets team total over 23.5, -115. Look, Dallas is giving up 24 more in every game. So if the Jets follow suit, we're going to have a good chance to hit that. And I'm also on over 47.5, -115.
You are in business. Over 47.5, -115. Jets team total over 23.5, -115. The Jets +1.5, -105, which takes us into our next spot on the board. And of all the bets that I've made, which I haven't gone overboard this week, I'm a little uncomfortable. I felt like I had to. The Raiders are costing me money each week, but I bet them again here at +7. There is our first 7.5 on the board. Now it is -120 +100, -120 to Vegas. I'm looking at a +7, -105. This opened, the look ahead was 6, opened up on Sunday at 6.5. Now we have a 7. Look, the Colts are a very tough football team. I just think that this is just too many points. I mean, is Geno Smith? If this was beginning of the year, everybody would tell you Geno Smith's numbers indoors and how spectacular he is indoors, and no one's saying that shit anymore. Nobody wants anything to do with him. That's generally when I gravitate towards the team. This total opened up at 49.5. It's now a 48. When we get to the cash flow for this, we have 69% of the tickets, 79% of the cash on the Colts. public backing them, big bets coming in on them. 54% of tickets on the over, 54% of tickets in cash on the over. For the Raiders, Brock Bowers is questionable with a knee injury, and then Michael Mayer is dealing with a concussion. So there's your tight end 1 and tight end 2.
They have no tight ends if both of them don't play.
And we're trying to figure that out now. It's an hour and 42 minutes until kickoff. Also, Eric Stokes, cornerback, dealing with a knee injury. The Colts, Tyler Goodson with a groin injury. Alec Pierce with a concussion. That hurts. So they're Alec Pierce being out. Kenny Moore out with the Achilles. That hurts a lot. And you have Daniel Scott, a safety out. So you have a cornerback and a safety out. Defensive end Tyquan Lewis is questionable with a oblique injury. Take it away, Bobano. Raiders, Colts.
Yeah, it's been pretty much money in the bank in these Colts games at home is the Colts team total over and the game being high scoring. So I'm going to go with both of those here in this game. Indianapolis team total over 27.5 at minus 110, and also the full game over 47 at minus 106.
Sorry, that was 27.5?
Yeah, 27.5.
Minus 110, and the full game was what?
47 minus 106 for the team total.
Take it away.
Or for the full game over. 47. These Colts home games have been overs. It's crazy. It's just one after another, and their team totals, like they score points, they move the football in that Lucas Oil Stadium. Daniel Jones and the Colts offense, 2 previous home games this year. Denver, 29 points against a very good Denver defense. At home earlier this year, 33 against Miami, first game of the year. This team just has a ton of offensive success on their home field. And I just prefer the team total rather than laying the 7 because I think the Raiders defense is certainly vulnerable here, but I could see Geno and the offense moving the ball a little bit, and the back door could be open even if the Colts are ahead. I will say this, if you like the Raiders, Jimmy seems to be leaning that way with the Raiders.
Oh, I bet them. I bet them at plus 7. I'm just
there is an adjustment to this point spread based on all the results so far. There's no question about that. Does feel like you're paying a little bit of a tax, a little bit of a premium here on Indianapolis in this spot. But there's a difference. Like, I'm saddling up with an ugly team with the Jets because part of it is I don't trust the opponent. I'm saddling up with Carolina because part of it is I don't trust the opponent. This one, I kind of trust the Colts, so that's why I wouldn't want much to do with the Raiders. Doesn't mean they can't cover, but like I said, I think the Colts will have success moving the ball. So I went with the team total for the route for the Colts and also over 47.
You are in business. Next spot is Broncos Eagles. I had a chance on Thursday night to get the Eagles at a reasonable 3. And I was putting everything together. At the time I was drunk. So I was almost going to triple, I was going to bet too much. So I stopped myself because I was like, you know what, let's just wake up and think about it, because I wanted more action on the Saints, and I wanted to triple up on the Panthers. I was like, you know what, just wake up. And then it was gone. That was gone. Now the -3s at reasonable price were gone Friday morning. So I couldn't move on them in this spot. Both teams are very healthy and ready to go. I just question what Denver's done this year. Yep. And so so now I don't have any, and then I was like, well, I could use the Eagles as a parlay piece, but I've only got one parlay, and I certainly don't want a 3-team parlay, and I only have one, and that is Kansas City, Seattle. And I was like, well, so now I don't have anything here right now with the Eagles, and I'm upset that that's the case. This total opened up at 43.5 and is now 44. And on the spread, this line is moved towards the Eagles. They are a 4. Now the look ahead was 5.5. So that's facts. Then it comes out at 4.5 on Sunday. It drops to 3.5, and that was when I had my chance. October 2nd, I had my chance. This didn't start moving back till October 3rd towards the Eagles. So I had my chance, and I let it slip through my hands. Let's get to the cash flow here for this one. We have 54% of the tickets, 56% of the cash on Denver. God, I missed out. I really, really missed out. By the way, I am looking at 4.5s. They're very low vig 4.5s, but 4.5 at DraftKings, 4.5 at FanDuel, 4.5 at ESPN Bet. And we have 58% of tickets on the over, 55% cash on the over. Steve M, Eagles to win between 1 and 6 at plus 300. That might be beautiful. Take it away for us here, Bobano.
Yeah, I ended up I was back and forth because Philadelphia's really kind of ticked me off. Although I did have the team total over with Tampa Bay last week, so we did end up cashing that, which was great to see. I'm very happy about that. But we had the spread too, and you see this stuff going on where they're blocking another kick and returning it for a touchdown, and then you see them sputtering on offense. You can look at this as Philadelphia. Look, they have not played a great game yet, and they're undefeated. What if they put it all together? What if Barkley finally breaks through and has a big game? What if Jalen Hurts and the offense finally starts to look right? Sure, they could definitely win and cover, and they're still a really good team. But I think Denver can keep this one competitive. I will go with the Broncos here at +4.5. It is worth noting, I know the only 2 wins for Denver were Tennessee and Cincinnati, which is 2 of the worst teams going. But let's also remember, against better competition on the road, 1-point loss at Indy. We're now finding out Indy's a pretty good team, and the 3-point loss against the Chargers. So competitive losses. I could see this still being a field goal game here. Again, you take away some of these special teams, some of the special teams magic that Philadelphia's had. So a lot of issues on both sides of the ball, and including that offense. It's peculiar they can't get the run game going with Saquon Barkley, and I think this could be finally the opponent where that shows up a little bit. So again, I think this could be a field goal game. Philly could win a close one. I could see it, but we're now going to get 4.5 -108 with Denver. I'll take that.
+4.5 at -108 for the Broncos and Broncos Eagles. We got to speed it up. We got 3 games left here. Bobano, Texans, Ravens, M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Texans missing Autry, defensive end, Nico Autry, and Foley Fotukasi. So a defensive end and a defensive tackle. Then their safety, Jalen Reed, is out. Yes, that hurts.
That's not good when you're probably assuming with Cooper Rush at quarterback, they're going to feed Henry.
Oh, Henry's going to get a ton of run today, but the Ravens are hammered. Their secondary is decimated. It may not be quite as bad as we think if Kyle Hamilton can play, but there's been no sign at this point. Hamilton didn't practice on Friday. We know Chidobe Awuzie, cornerback out. Cornerback Marlon Humphrey out. Of course, Lamar we know is out. And then Roquan Smith is out with a hamstring injury. It's a very, very ugly situation here for the Baltimore Ravens. We have Baltimore at +1, though. This line has been moving slightly back towards Baltimore. This was a +2 a little while ago. Of course, the look ahead was 9.5, opened up Sunday at 7, which was crazy. And then it quickly just started moving, towards the Houston Texans. This total is a 40.5. The look ahead, when Lamar was healthy, was a 46, but it was a 44.5 on Sunday night when it first was available. And then when we take a look at the cash flow here, Bobano, we have 56% of tickets, 60% of cash on the Ravens, 55% of tickets on the under, 59% cash on the under. Take it away, my friend.
Yeah, I have a bet on Houston. I'm not making Houston an official play in this game at money. Money line right now is -120. I still think Houston can win this game. I just think when you had +6.5 early in the week and you got -1.5, because Baltimore to me is unbackable right now at this point in time. But I just don't want to move on Houston now at the number. What I will move on, because I've been wondering all week, why is this number moved so much to Houston, even with Lamar Jackson out, but Lamar Jackson out, the totals come down this much, all the way down to 40.5, because I think there's great value now over the total, and that's what I'm going to make official. Houston, Baltimore, over 40.5, -105. I like this total for a bunch of reasons. Cooper Rush is not a stiff, not a complete stiff. He can come in there for one game, play well. He knows this offense now. He's got Derrick Henry to lean on. You mentioned those Houston defensive line injuries. A good run game is going to end up definitely helping Cooper Rush have success here in his first start with the Ravens. On the flip side, Houston's offense, we know there's been issues on the O-line all year. We know this offense is underperformed. We know it took them till the fourth quarter to finally get things rolling against Tennessee, but I'm hoping that they found something in the fourth quarter last week with C.J. Stroud. And let's be honest, defense is just completely ravaged for Baltimore. Secondary's ravaged. D-line can't get a pass rush. Madubuike being out for the year, to me, is the biggest one of all. Kyle Hamilton didn't practice Friday. He hasn't been ruled out, but it doesn't look good when he didn't practice on Friday. So I think because of how just decimated Baltimore's defense is, Houston can have a good offensive day here in this one. And we're not asking for a shootout, right? It's 40.5. I think we can get a 23 320 type of game. Give me over 40.5.
Over 40.5 at -105, which leads us into 4:25 p.m. Eastern, Lions, Bengals. And there's a lot of people who say, think long, think wrong, and I don't agree with that. I thought about this game for so long. I was sitting there thinking about, what are the Bengals going to do after getting destroyed in 2 straight weeks? What are the Lions going to do on the road when they really just need to get in there and win the game and come out healthy? And I still think Goff is better than people say outdoors, and that's just an antiquated approach at a quarterback who's being, stepping up, year after year now at this point. So what I did was I bet the under. And I didn't just move on it a little bit. I bet it first half and full game, a unit on each. I don't expect – I know the Bengals are having trouble moving the ball. We do have some injuries here for the Lions defense. Zach Cunningham with the hamstring injury, he's out. Cornerback Khalil Dorsey is out. Defensive tackle Aleem McNeil is out. And then Kirby Joseph and Taylor Decker, offensive tackle and safety, are questionable. The Bengals don't have Shamar Stewart. They're getting no pass rush whatsoever. And the longer I sat with it, the more I found it appealing. And I knew it was going to go against what, the public would expect when these two teams play each other. This total, the look ahead was 49.5. It came out on Sunday at 49. It's at 49.5 right now. A very sharp book that I'm looking at offshore has moved it to 49. So it's not, I was concerned. Could this move heavily against me? I thought it could. It didn't. It hasn't. Right now, the Lions are -10 at -105. The look ahead was 7.5. It opened up at 8.5 on Sunday. So that's where we stand. Cash flow wise, we have 66% of the tickets on the over and 61% of cash. That's a lot less than I thought would be on the over. And so other people thinking along the same lines as me, I'm looking at right now, just some flat 49, so not a 48.5 on the board. And we have 88% of tickets on Detroit, 80% of cash. Detroit is my survivor pick. Take it away for us. Harold Williams giving us a final score that would hurt me badly, 34-23. Take it away for us, Ian.
Yeah, I'm sadly to announce this is the first time on the show I'm against you on this one. But yeah, I took over 48.5 -120, which is still available. 48.5 -120. I do expect Jake Browning and the offense to look a little bit better. They're back home. They're off an embarrassing showing against Denver. There is injuries on defense for Detroit. They don't necessarily always play as good on defense on the road. Look at the Green Bay game. Look at the Baltimore game where they struggled on defense on the road. So I'm not saying Jake Browning is going to light up the Lions defense here, but I think he'll play a little bit better here at home. And not to mention, I still remember the last time I think we saw Jake Browning at home, which was when he came in for an injured Joe Burrow in the Jacksonville game, and he actually engineered that game-winning touchdown. So I do think he can move it a little bit. I just don't know how Cincy's going to stop Detroit. It's just Cincy's defense still has a ton of problems. Detroit and Jared Goff's offense playing with confidence. For the sake of time, I'll end it there and just say I like over.
Over 48.5 -120 for Ian. Then we have Patriots Bills. I won't do the full setup here. This is our Sunday night live stream. I'll do it as we move forward. The injury situation is not bad. It's a little worse for the Bills with Dorian Williams and cornerback Dorian Strong out. Spencer Brown, offensive lineman they need. I'm not sure if Matt Milano and Ed Oliver will be in the lineup. That is the big question mark right now. They are listed as questionable. And the Patriots are a pretty healthy group. Caleb Von Chason with the knee injury is questionable. They need him out there. Defensive tackle Milton Williams, ankle injury here. And just a very quick touch on the line, because I did move on the Patriots at +8. A lot of 7.5s out there. I'm looking at an 8 right now at -117. The look ahead was 10, and it came out, late last weekend at 9.5 and started moving immediately. And when we get to the total here for this one, we have a 48.5. This one's juiced to the over at -116. That is the look ahead, but then it came out at 50 when it first reemerged after the games were played. 71% of tickets, 81% of cash on Buffalo, 73% of tickets on the over, 65% cash on the over. Ian Cameron, take it away. Your final spot on the board.
Yeah, I'm going to be on Patriots Patriots +8.5 with you, -115. Patriots team total over 19.5 at -115. And I'm also going to take over 48 and a half minus 110. So 3 bets here. The one thing, because I like the way New England's progressing. Drake May and the offense are getting better each week. I still have worries about the defense. That's why I want the team total as well. Split it between Patriots spread and team total, because I do think the Patriots defense is still a problem at times. Miami, they couldn't stop Tua in that game. I remember it. Now you got to deal with Josh Allen, Buffalo. My only concern with taking the points with New England is Buffalo reacted, Jimmy, to the game against New Orleans last week like they lost the game. They weren't happy. They knew they got away with one. They were sloppy. Penalties, turnovers, defense wasn't great. Although I don't know how much better the defense is going to be here. You're playing a better offense, and you still might be without Milano and Ed Oliver, who have been 2 big pieces to that defense. So I still think in a divisional game, kind of a statement, prove-it game for the Patriots, litmus test where we're at. Vrabel, historically, a very good underdog as well, very good road underdog going back to his time at Tennessee as head coach. So I still like the Patriots. A little concerned Buffalo, pissed off that they played so sloppy last week. But I still think Patriots remain competitive.
I love it. I love it. Triple up spot for Bobana here. Patriots plus 8.5. Patriots team total over 19.5 and the over 48.5. Then we have the over 48.5 in Lions. Bengals, we have the over 40.5 in Texans. Ravens. Broncos plus 4.5. Colts team total over 27.5 and the full game over 47 in Vegas. Colts. Then we have Jets plus 1.5. Jets team total over 23.5 and the over 47.5. In Cowboys, Jets, we have Carolina plus 1.5 and the over 43.5. In Dolphins, Panthers, currently our number 1 ranked capper here on season 5 NFL Pub-Up and our season 2 champion, Ian Cameron, 21-12 plus 8.02 units. Let's have them in double digits the next time we reconvene. Ian, thank you so much for all your hard work. Tell us a little bit about what's going on with the Ice Guys and with the Hitting the Books YouTube channel as we move into October.
Yeah, we got Western Conference season preview show tomorrow at 2 Eastern on the Ice Guys, and our season premiere edition of the show Tuesday to break down opening night and the 3 games. And then we're on 7 days a week, every day during the NHL season, 2 p.m. Eastern weekdays, noon Eastern weekends. And, of course, Hitting the Books with me and Connor Mack. Tomorrow, a special start time, a little 2 hours later, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific for tomorrow. But we'll be there to break down the college football show. Memberships for the channel are now open, and we do a members-only show every Friday and tons of other members-only content, so get on board with that on the Hitting the Books channel as well. Good luck to everyone in the chat. Good luck to you, Jimmy, and we'll see you later. We'll see you probably Monday night for the live stream.
Can't wait for it. There he is, Ian Cameron in the house. Our next guest is making his NFL Pub Hub debut here with us. Season 5. We finally get him rocking with us. He's been a huge star of our MLB programming, one of the co-hosts of Walk-Off Wagers, and he's currently tied for 7th in the NFL Cappers contest on Pub Sports Radio. Please welcome our guy, Mr. Morgan Spooner, to the show. Spoon Dog, what's happening, man? How are you?
What's up, Jimmy? I'm doing really well. Excited for another NFL Sunday. It's been a great year so far. Really excited to attack this board. We'll try to keep it short. I know we're a little short for time, so I got 6 plays. You want to get right into it with this Giants Saints?
Let's do it. We can tighten up here. We're fine. We can tighten up later on in the show, so don't worry. We want your analysis here with this Saints Giants game. Tyrone Tracy is doubtful, which means it's the Scatterbo show. We have Dexter Lawrence sick right now, a big question mark, and the linebacker Demetrius Flanagan fouls with a hamstring injury. Safety Tyler Nubin with the groin injury. The Saints are beat up, but I still really like them here. I like them so much. With the line move of the Seahawks now at the market that's available right now. This is my favorite spot on the board. Cesar Ruiz is out with an ankle injury. That hurts, but McCoy is a Pro Bowl center, and he'd been playing guard. Chase Young is out, but he's been out all year. Isaac Yiadom, hamstring, is out as well. Then we have some questionables. The main part is Dylan Raduns. We need him in there. Trevor Penning also with an ankle injury. So we have 2 guys on the offensive line that are listed as questionable right now. Let's quickly get into this line history. We haven't talked about the Saints spot yet. We have a total at 42. This look ahead was 43.5. It reemerged at 42.5 on Sunday. Then it quickly dropped down to 40.5. So we're back up 1.5. So there's been considerable buyback on the over. And then on the point spread here, we have the Saints as we speak, sitting at -2, -107, which is really where they've been. The look ahead was a pick'em, and that pick'em became a +1.5. Reemerged on Sunday at +1, dropped down to a pick'em, and then the Saints became the favorite. That was all on Sunday night. Saints becoming a favorite. This is a spot I really, really like. We took a ton of heat, Troy and I, for being on the Saints on the Sauce Network. Some very vocal cappers thinking that we couldn't be more wrong and we're going to lose this for sure. And that gives me more confidence to know that the public is so adamant on a public spot where the line is clearly moving against them. That gives me more confidence. 59% of the tickets, 68% cash on the New York Giants, 50% of the tickets on the total, 50-50, but 54% cash on the under. Take it away, my man.
Yeah, this is a market. We're not just trying to pick winners here. And if you look at this market, it's telling us a story. You have the Giants in a buy high spot coming off their first win of the season versus the Chargers. Their storied rookie quarterback had a great game. Obviously, they're without Malik Neighbors. That's a huge loss for the offense, but a lot of people are on the Giants, and that's reflected in the ticket counts. Circa opened this -2 for the Giants, 93% of the cash, 93% of the tickets on the New York Giants. All they've done with this line is move it down. They moved it to 1.5, all the cash still on the Giants, to a pick'em, all the cash on the Giants, to 1.5, to 2. All the money has still been on the Giants. Now, the public percent of the cash and tickets has started to drop as this line has gotten to 2, which means there's some sharp people out there forcing this market that are in the minority. We talk about what actually moves lines. It's not the public. It's not huge amounts of money. It's sharp bettors moving the lines, people that the books really respect. And when the minority of bettors are moving a line 4 points, I want to be on that side. I'm on New Orleans money line here. It's a buy low spot on New Orleans. They're 0-4, 0-2 at home. This team looks terrible. Their offensive line is finally starting to get a little bit healthier. I don't think the Giants are going to throw too much at them from the defensive line side there. I think the Saints team will finally be able to run the ball a little bit effectively versus the Giants. I think they're a favorite for a reason. All the cash on the Giants, they opened as a favorite, and they're now a dog. This is a story that the market's telling us. I'm going to read it and buy it.
I agree. Sky Dragon says teams 0-4 or worse to be favored in the game are like 2-8 against spread. He'll get the exact number. Look, I understand this is not popular, and the Stand On Biz laughing at us, says no way this is your favorite spot on the board. Damn man, shake my head, all that stuff. That's I love having the public adamant on the other side. I love it. So did you tweet out the action, your lines?
Yeah, I tweeted out my lines. I got the money line at -120.
Beautiful. Let's roll into Cowboys Jets. We've already set this one up, so take it away, my man.
Cowboys Jets. Similar story here. Buy low, sell high. Cowboys coming off a great game. That offense looked as good as that Cowboys offense can possibly look without CeeDee Lamb in it last week versus the Packers. They scored 40 points, and I think a lot of people were expecting them to lose that game at some point there towards the end, and they just came out and kept moving the ball. I don't think the Cowboys are going to continue to be able to do that. They have so many injuries facing that offense and the defensive side. New York Jets, they also look pretty good. I mean, these are both coming off primetime games. Everybody had eyes on the Cowboys, watched them look really good, and everybody watched the Jets lose a game to a really bad Dolphins team that nobody really has respect for. So I feel like this public sentiment here would be to bet on the Cowboys, and that's what happened initially with this line. Everybody came out, bet Dallas. Line opened at -3 Dallas, 62% of the tickets, 82% of the cash on Dallas immediately. That kept happening to 2.5, everything on Dallas. And this line kept moving down to -1, and the ticket splits have become really even, which means the Jets money came in late, even with that number moving down. Sharp people were on the New York Jets. I look at that Dallas team, it's like fading a pitcher coming off a 8-inning shutout game. Like, they did really well. Everything went perfectly, but their fastball was working well. They could spot their changeup. I don't think all of those things are going to fall into place for Dallas this week. I think the Jets are going to win this game. The line movement coming down 2 points is a huge indicator here at such a short number. Majority of the tickets on Dallas, majority of the cash on Dallas, everything moving to the Jets. market's telling us a story. I think we should listen. We look at the quarterback play for the Jets. Never been a huge fan of watching Ohio State quarterbacks actually come to the pros. They always kind of underperform, but I mean, he's looked really sharp here in the 2 games that he's gotten to play full games with the Jets. I think this offense is going to look good versus this poor Dallas Cowboys defense. You could say the Dolphins defense and Cowboys defense are similar, maybe, but the Jets look pretty good. 21 points there. I think they could have gotten more than that. This is the spot where I think we're really buying low on the Jets, getting a really good number. I think they win this game outright.
Want to make a bet, says favorite under on the board today. We also have Troy Torrance on the under. Londo says he's on the Cowboys money line, says all the trends take him to the Cowboys money line. The Cowboys just played their Super Bowl. I'm lining up to fade them. Plus 2.5, minus 114 for me, plus 2, minus 110 for our guy Spooner. Spooner, let's roll on. We roll on to Texans Ravens. We've already set this one up. Take it away.
Texans Ravens here. So this line obviously has moved a ton, and it's because probably the most dependent player on an offense is out of this game. Baltimore Ravens, a really good offense the last few years with Lamar Jackson in there. The coaching staff has remained the same for the last 2 or 3 years. All the pieces are really there. It's just Lamar Jackson's out of this offense. So do we believe Cooper Rush can come in here and play decent offense? I'd say the majority of the public says no. This line opens 6.5 points. Houston as a dog, and the money and the tickets have been on Houston every single step of the way until this line got past a pick'em. When it got to -2, Baltimore money started to come in, and got to 2.5. More Baltimore money and tickets came in, and this line shot back down. In the last 2 days, this has gone from 2.5 pick'em down to a 1. There's 1.5s on the board. The books I respect the most have this down at a 1. I think Baltimore is really live here. I think sometimes we react too much to player injuries, overreact, and I mean that's what this whole game is. They put a number out there and they want you to react to it. That's their action, and our reaction kind of decides everything from there. The money flowing in has not made this line go past 2. It hasn't made it gone to 3. I think that's a huge tell that Baltimore is going to be very live in this game. All the pieces are still there. Cooper Rush showed us in the past that he was able to be a competent quarterback. I don't think this Texans defense is anybody you really want to back. Full belief that Cooper Rush comes out there, looks decent in this game, and Baltimore wins this game by 3 to 7 points. I don't think Texas wins this game at all. It's really tough when you take out a piece like Lamar Jackson, but they're also missing other pieces. So maybe that's why this line has just crashed so much. But sometimes line movement just goes too far, and I think that's what's happened here. I'd really like to back Baltimore. Houston's finally in a high spot in their season, got a big win last week. Baltimore looked absolutely terrible on national TV in front of everybody. Sentiment is you want to be on Houston. I'd like to fade that. I think this sharp movement towards Baltimore right at the end is very sharp, and I'd like to be with it.
I love it. The Ravens +2 at -110. Your next spot is a spot that I love enormously. And so I was trying to think about how to join you on this spot, and I did bet the same bet exactly that you are going to talk about here in the chat. And then I also doubled down, and I doubled down in the future market, fading the team that you are fading here, of which that my dad is a season ticket holder. After he watches the game live, he watches it again on TV, and he's adamant that this team is so overvalued in the marketplace. He's sent me a bunch of cash to move on not only your action, but also on the money line of your action, fading his team. He'll be there live watching this game, and he's got a lot of money fading him. And I will tell you how I've added to it. First off, Commanders, Chargers. We haven't talked about this one, and we got to be quick, even though I want to spend so much time on it. We have the 3. They're 2.5s or 3s. The 3 I'm looking at right now, +3 for Washington, -115. The look ahead there was no look ahead because of injury, so it came out at 2.5. and it's just been bouncing around 2.5 and 3. From a total standpoint here, we have this at 47.5. It's minus 113 to the under. It opened up right there at 47.5. When we get to the cash flow, as one would guess, here we have 73% of the tickets on the Chargers and 70% of the cash. Over 63% of cash on the over and 58% cash on the under. Generally speaking, I want to bounce back spots. I'm all about bounce back spots. But what we and my dad's adamant about, and that I agree with, is that what we saw is the Chargers. They are decimated with injuries at crucial positions. Huge investments they've placed. Now, when I talked to Troy, because I wanted to push this even further in an investment, he said, but their defense is so strong. And yes, their defense is still strong, but even that defense is missing Perriman and Khalil Mack. The Commanders don't have Terry McLaurin in the lineup or Sam Cosmi, an important guard. They also have Noah Brown out. Joe Alt is out. We know Slater out. Mekhi Becton concussion. We're not sure if he's past it. And this is a spot that I love. Spooner, take it away.
So I looked at two angles in this game, and it was the under, and it was the Commanders +3. Ultimately, I moved on that Commanders +3 position. You talked about it. The Chargers are absolutely decimated on both sides of the ball. That offensive line looks terrible right now. That's the heart and core of being able to make your offensive work. Trying to fill in positions middle of the season is a nightmare for any team, and they just went into New York Giants and lost a game. I agree with that. I like to buy low on a team right after they lose, and this isn't necessarily a buy low spot with the Commanders, but they also just lost to the Falcons. Did not look great. This Falcons team is probably going to be a fade for the majority of this season. So both of these teams had tough games last week. I think this line opening this low is a tell of just how weak the Chargers were. I think if they were fully healthy and everything, this line would be closer to 6.5 or 7 at open, and they opened this at 3.5. All the money came in on the Chargers. They moved this line down towards the Commanders. Money's still coming on the Chargers. They've kind of bounced back and forth, but they settled on 3 is the number that they like. I'd so much rather have a Commanders 3.5 ticket in my pocket. I think that it's going to be a low scoring game. I think this 47.5 is too many points for these two teams right now. I expect the Commanders defense to look decent. I think they can get pressure on the quarterback, and I think they can stop the run. It's really difficult trying to back a bad team like the Commanders, especially on the road, but it's a lot easier when they're not favorited by the public. Everybody on the Chargers, this line moving the other way. That with this much money, you would expect this line to have moved at least 2 points to the Chargers. They haven't. That's for a reason. It's moved the opposite way. I think the Commanders are very alive in this game. I like that money line play as well.
My dude, yes, the Ravens are more decimated than the Chargers. I don't have action in that game. So yes, you're right. Ravens are more decimated than the Chargers. I not only did I back your action here +3, but I have $500 on under 10.5 wins for the Chargers at +100. I wanted them to miss the playoffs, and I just hemmed and hawed too long until it was pulled off the board. So then I made a max bet on the under 10.5 wins, and I'm okay with that. Because they'll still have playoff opportunities even, at 10 wins, which is what I expect them. That's their ceiling is 10-7. So Commanders +3 -110. We got to go quick here. Talk to us about Titans Cardinals. We have cappers who think that the Titans are the dog of the week here, and JC Latham still out. Very important tackle out, and it hurts them quite a bit. Blake Hance is also out with a shoulder injury, offensive lineman. Safety Mike Brown out with a knee injury. For the Cardinals, Darius Robinson out with the pectoral, defensive lineman. And then they have a bunch of questionable players in Denzel Burke and Will Johnson, 2 cornerbacks that are questionable that they need to have in the lineup. Take it away for us, Spooner.
It's going to sound very similar to the last few breakdowns. All the money, all the tickets on Arizona. This line opened up at a 9.5 on Circa, took 92% of the public cash, 90% of the tickets. They moved this line down a full 1.5 to an 8. Continued to get all Arizona money, all Arizona tickets, moved this line down to a 7, where it still sits right now on Circa. they don't want to move it off that 7. There's other books that have moved to 7.5. There were 8.5s. That's what I took. I took an 8.5 minus 115. I got it yesterday. Might still be able to find a similar number available in the market. I think there's a huge tell by the market that they don't want anything to do with Arizona Cardinals laying points. Circa not going past that hook number of the 7.5 is an even bigger tell for me. Getting the 8.5 with the Titans, I'd like to get a full 1.5 more and get that 10. It would make me feel very comfortable, but you don't always get comfortable bets. And betting on the Titans is nothing close to it. This team looks terrible, but going into last week, that's how we felt about the Cardinals. Sure, they came on national TV, played pretty well, but I don't have a lot of faith in this team at all. There's no doubt in my mind that the Arizona Cardinals can win this game. They can probably win it by more than 7 points. But when the market's getting all the money on one team and they're moving multiple points in the other direction, I'm not going to try to get there. X's and O's wise, I could see a lot of ways to make an argument for the Cardinals offense being able to finally do something versus this putrid Titans defense. But I think the Titans defense will look a lot better versus Arizona, be able to take advantage of some of their injuries on the offensive line. And just, I can't get there with Kyler Murray in this offense. The way everything's set up, even Arizona Cardinals fans aren't in love with this team. I don't think any of them are running to the ticket window to lay 7.5 points. And everybody else in the public seems very happy to do it. So the people I know that are Arizona Cardinals fans hate this team, don't trust this team, even against one of the worst teams in the NFL in the Titans. I don't want to be on them either. I think this is one of the biggest tells in the market this week is the Tennessee Titans versus Cardinals.
I love the spot, Titans plus 8.5 that you are on there. And then your final spot on the board is our Sunday night live stream right here. Hopefully you can join us, Spooner. I'll reach out, but please hit us with your Sunday night look.
Same story. Just get there with the market. New England versus Buffalo. Buffalo is clearly the better team, but I think this New England Patriots offense is a little underrated. They've been able to move the ball through the air the last few weeks. It's been really impressive to watch. Not something I really had circled for this team. I figured they'd just try to ground and pound the entire season, but they've been able to be very efficient with their passing plays. You have 71% of the tickets on Buffalo, 81% of the cash on Buffalo. There's 8s out there in the market, circa sitting at a 7.5. They opened this at a 12. This line has absolutely flew down. The 12 was the look ahead, came down to 8.5, more at a real open. And all money came in on Buffalo. They moved down to 7.5. They bounced up to 8.5, came back to 8, and they're finally back down at 7.5. Meanwhile, the ticket counts never changed. If anything, it's gone more in favor of Buffalo the lower this number has gotten. I think New England, you get those extra points. Maybe they lose this game by 3. Maybe they lose this game by 7. But both of those cash. This is a divisional matchup. Buffalo's done pretty well versus New England recently, but I think these divisional matchups, New England wants to take that next step, be a better team in the NFL. Ran this league for so long, this conference for so long, and I think this is a spot where they try to, on national TV, make a stance. Probably a tough ask for them to actually win this game, but I think going into the third quarter, New England will not be out of it. I think this will be a pretty tough game, pretty close game. That huge tell by the market, getting all the Buffalo money, dropping this point from that look ahead, almost 5 full points now. I got to be on the New England Patriots here.
I love the card you have. Patriots plus 8.5, Titans plus 8.5, Commanders plus 3, Ravens plus 2, Jets plus 2, and Saints money line for Morgan Spooner. I pop Morgan's X handle in the chat. Hit that link. Support him, whether he's here rocking with us or over starring on the Sauce Network. Spooner, great job. Any last words for the Cappers supporting the show?
Good luck today. Still some Major League Baseball on. Detroit Tigers get to watch Skubal pitch in that amazing T-Mobile Park. I'm excited to watch that as well. Good luck today. Everyone get that cash. Jimmy, enjoy it.
Great job, Morgan. There he is, the Spoon Dog in the house. Let's bring on our next guest. He joined us on week 3, went 3-2 plus 1.65 units, goes for scores and gets them. One of the stars of our most popular show on the channel, the Locker Room Talk podcast. Please welcome our guy, Joey DFS in the house. Joey, what's good, man? How are you?
I'm good, brother Jimmy. How you doing, fam?
It's great to have you here. I loved what you did in week 3. Looking forward to you to continue climbing up the charts. Currently ranked 4th out of 23 cappers here on our show through 4 weeks of season 5. Take it away, Joey. Cowboys, Jets. Floor is yours, my man.
So you inspired me. I see you rock every jersey, every other shit. My play, luckily, I have the jersey. I'm going to have my own college game day on this shit. You got number 1. I got number 1. Justin Fields, anytime touchdown, plus 130. If anyone knows anything about the Dallas Cowboys defense, they rank bottom tier towards the rush. And what does Justin Fields do best? That brother can run. Plus 130, anytime touchdown. Let's smack that shit and take it to the market.
Justin Fields, anytime touchdown while rocking his jersey. We got Joey DFS in the house. We move on to the Detroit Lions, Cincinnati Bengals. A different possible scenarios here about what the Bengals are going to do after getting absolutely ransacked 2 straight weeks on the road. And now we have Browning coming back home. We heard from Ian Cameron, who's on the over 48.5. I'm on the other side. I'm on the first half under and full game under. I know that's not a popular look. How are you attacking this one, Joey?
You said ransacked? Yeah, I think the Bengals absolutely get ransacked again, even at home. Until they get a decent backup, Jake Browning is not it. He's absolutely terrible. But that's not the reason why I'm on here. This might be a popular play I've seen on some other plays, but I like Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery to get an anytime touchdown. You can parlay both to get plus 140. They're a minus 10.5 point favorites. The Bengals' rush defense is absolutely terrible. And I do believe this is going to be a bounce back from Montgomery, where he didn't look great last week. But I think the Lions are going to really look towards pounding the rock, getting Gibbs and Montgomery into the game, and I see both scoring.
For those of you interested in this Gibbs and Montgomery, Montgomery's sister, who is paralyzed, will be at the game for the first time since she was paralyzed. So his sister's going to be at the game. It's so easy to close your eyes and imagine Montgomery scoring a touchdown and bringing the ball to his sister. I mean, it just feels like it's written in the stars, man.
It really is. I saw that this morning. I was like, I got to play that.
Gibbs, anytime touchdown. Montgomery, anytime touchdown together at plus 140. Dewigger is also, our guy Jimmy Dewigger is also on Montgomery, anytime touchdown. We got the touchdown parlay for Joey DFS, which leads us into our final spot on the board for Joey. Again, he rocked with us in week 3, 3-2 plus 1.65 units. Take it away for Commanders Chargers.
Yeah, Commanders Chargers here. I like I like the Chargers here, but one thing I really like the most, I like Quentin Johnson, anytime touchdown, plus 155. Same thing, the Commanders secondary hasn't been great. Marshawn Lattimore has looked anything from being good this year. Could be from injuries, or he could be downfalling, who knows? But Quentin Johnson has been Justin Herbert's favorite wide receiver target, which sucks because I did draft Ladd McConkey, but yeah, Quentin Johnson's getting looks throughout the first 4 or 5 weeks. He's averaging over like 5.5 receptions, so take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, I think Quentin Johnson's going to get one in the air here. The Chargers' overall offense do set him up in good scenarios, moving him inside, outside. And I don't think the Commanders' secondary really has it, so I do like Quentin Johnson at plus 155.
Quentin Johnson Q at plus 155. 3 plus money spots for Joey DFS. That's how the man works. 3-2 plus 1.65 units thus far. Fields anytime touchdown plus 130. Gibbs anytime touchdown. Parlay with Montgomery anytime touchdown plus 140. And then Q anytime touchdown at plus 155. Joey DFS, man, tell us what's going on this week for you guys in the Locker Room Talk podcast.
Yeah, we go live we do a recording, but the video comes out, I believe, this time at 6 p.m. on Tuesday. It came out Wednesday. There were some issues, but I think we're going back to 6 p.m. on Tuesday. It's a fight night card. It looks like for an all right type of fight night card. And Tuesday also at 8 o'clock, we go live for Dana White Contender Series. I believe there's only 1 or 2 more weeks left for that. So definitely stay tuned. The boys in the locker room been definitely getting paid on Dana White, especially me. The last card before, I went 6 for 8 on bets. So I'm hoping to end the year on Dana White on a big-time profit. And Let's get some money this week, man.
I love it. Thank you for rocking with us. Joey DFS rocking the Justin Fields jersey. And Rob Free and Stand On. Look, the public agrees with you. You guys, the public is right with you guys. And we'll find out who is right here in a few hours. And if you guys are right, then God bless you and great work and get that cash. And we don't have to agree with each other. We're not a bunch of yes men. I mean, what does it matter if I don't agree with you? But the public agrees with you. So you got 75, 80% of the cash and tickets on your side. That should feel great. You and the public should get paid. Let's move on to our next guest coming to us from Nova Scotia. Beautiful Nova Scotia, part of our big bonus. $1,000 Harbor Acres Cottages bonus. And he's here to rock with us. He was here week 3, 2-2 down 0.2 units. Looking for more right now, right here. Please welcome our friend Salty Pete to the show. Salty Pete, how are you?
Hey, good morning, Jimmy the Bag. Good morning, chat. Good to be along. We'll try and do a little better this week than our first outing, but nice to hear everyone's breakdown so far this morning. It's been some really sharp looks that I've enjoyed listening to. I'd like to add a few points, but yeah, it's going to be a fun Sunday.
Well, you start with a very interesting spot. Texans, Ravens, M&T Bank Stadium. We've discussed the injuries. We've heard a look here from a couple of different cappers. We have Bobano getting us started here. He moved on the over 40.5. Then we had Spooner on next, and he moved on the Ravens +2. What's your plan here, Salty Pete, my friend?
Jimmy, you got to look at the injuries. I heard Spooner's breakdown, but I think it's more than just Lamar being out. You know, they got 5 key defensive players out for Baltimore, and also a questionable guy on the O-line. So that's a lot of players to be out, for one game. On the Houston side, their fullback is out, which matters to Houston's plan, but they do have that guy, British Brooks, that they drafted last year from the Tar Heels. He'll be in. We'll see what kind of mess he can make. But the important thing to me in this game is that Cooper Rush, he's a decent enough journeyman, but he's not a runner, he's not a scrambler. And Houston is 3rd in pass rush. So that could be an interesting matchup for a guy that kind of likes to stand in the pocket and try and hit his checkdowns. Derrick Henry has a surprising low rating, both for run and offensive grading so far, only a 52.3. Baltimore's had trouble running the ball against teams with a good run defense like Cleveland and Detroit. Houston's about 14th in run defense. So it'll be interesting to see the other side of the ball. CJ has Chubb, Nico, and the veteran Dalton Schultz put together a decent offense under DeMeco. Too many injuries and a pocket passer journeyman from Central Michigan. They have me on the visiting team in this spot. I'm on Houston -1 at -110. I saw a slight edge on that number when I took it, but as you know, the percentages are always moving. But Houston -1 at -110.
Available right now at -1, -110 for Salty Pete. He's on the board with the Houston Texans, which takes us to Lions Bengals. We have Bobano and I on opposite sides of the fence here with this one. Pete, are you moving on total side? What's your plan? How are you attacking it?
Yeah, well, I had a tough time looking at the overall NFL card for this week and trying to dig out some spots that I liked. There was too much obvious and too much risky, but I found a few spots in this game. I don't think that Cincinnati's 27th rated defense is going to have a chance against Detroit's 11 or 12-man game. St. Brown and the Slaughter out wide in the 12th man. I think he gets his share of touches today. We'll see what Cincinnati does. They have the weapons in Chase, Higgins, Gesicki, Yoshivas, and Brown. But the O-line might as well be a practice squad line. And, for Browning, 5 interceptions, 3 touchdowns. He's 2.68 average time to throw and an ADOT of 7.4. So I don't see the connections being made to score with Detroit's elite pass rush, 6 overall in the pass rush. So I'm cautious with the -10. I don't think Dan Campbell knows how to take his foot off the gas, even looking ahead at Kansas City next week. But, part of me wonders, is this a game where Detroit gets so far ahead they put the backups and come to play in the last 5 minutes? I'm off the spread altogether. In this one, I like Detroit team total first half over 16.5 at plus 110. I also like Amon-Ra St. Brown anytime touchdown, plus 110. And I'm going to add half unit Sam Laporta anytime touchdown, plus 225. He hasn't had one. And this might be the chance for him to get one when Cincinnati's horrible defense tries to adjust for St. Brown. That's when Laporta is just going to turn around back into the end zone and grab one quick. So those are my looks on this game.
So let's go over this. The first half team total over 16.5 was at plus 110.
Yeah.
Okay. And then St. Brown anytime touchdown, also plus 110. Now, for our show, we have every bet is a 1 unit bet. So is Laporta still hit the board?
Yeah, I'll put that on there. Might as well. I think it's got a good look for this week.
And this is plus
225. I got it at
plus 225. 3 looks here from Salty Pete. Lions first half team total over 16.5 plus 110. St. Brown anytime touchdown plus 110. Sammy Laporta anytime touchdown plus 225. And thank you for this. Even if you're not agreeing with us, Salty Pete, we need another capper to discuss this game. That we have cappers adamantly on either side of the fence. That being Giant Saints. Take it away. I can't wait to hear your take.
Yeah, I took a total on this one. A few notes on it. New York is probably looking ahead to Philly next week. This is an interesting one. When you look at the numbers, both teams pass more often, but both teams are better at running the ball. So, I'm looking for running success in this game and fewer passing completions. I think the clock runs down. When New Orleans runs, they're 5th in run efficiency, and New York Giants are actually 10th. So their run defenses for New York 25th and 15th for New Orleans, respectively. I think this could turn into a running game, and we know how much trouble New Orleans has scoring. And it's tough to look at stats for when you have a couple quarterbacks that are contributing them to them on offense, like New York does. But I like the under 42 at minus 110. The market might not necessarily agree, but that's what I'm taking. I have a feeling this is, if they have any sense, they're going to run the ball more frequently to try and grind their way ahead in this one. Under 42 minus 110.
Under 42 at minus 110. Yeah, so the Saints running game is key to any possible success that they may be able to get today. They have to run, which leads us to our teaser. Salty Pete, take it away. What is your teaser for week 5 of the NFL season?
Arizona minus a half point, Las Vegas plus 14, and Detroit minus 3. I think Arizona is ready. Arizona doesn't win by large margins. I understand all the points that have been made, but I think they squeak by on a win with this one. They're just coming off 2 tough divisional games. I think they need a win here. And then again, Indy's doing well. I don't necessarily trust them to be able to win by margin, and Las Vegas is in these types of games is usually able to hold their own. So I took the flip side. I took plus 14 there, and then Detroit minus 3. That just seems like a nice padded spot for a possibility that they let off the gas in the fourth quarter to Detroit. So
did you get that 3-team teaser plus 160?
Plus 140 is what I got.
Plus 140 for the 3-team teaser. Cards minus a half. Raiders plus 14. Lions minus 3 for Salty Pete. The under 42 at minus 110 in Giant Saints. Lions first half team total over 16.5. St. Brown anytime touchdown and Sammy Laporta anytime touchdown. And the Texans minus 1 making his second appearance here on NFL Pub Hub. Salty Pete, we love capping with you. Very excited that Harbor Acres Cottages brought the $1,000 perfect week bonus. It took us a few weeks to get cappers with perfect weeks.
Yeah, now the competition's on.
Yeah, they finally arrived here. We love working with you, Salty Pete, my man. I'm going to pop your X handle here in the chat. Please support our guy, Salty Pete, NFL and NCAA football risk analyst, and here with us on Pub Sports Radio. Salty Pete, thank you, my man. Any last words for the cappers supporting the show?
Yeah, whether you tail or fade, these are my insights. Hope they help cappers build their card today. Thanks as always to the low baggers in the chat for being there. Now, let's go get that cash.
Let's go get it, Pete. Let's go get it. We roll on and bring on our next guest. He was with us on week 1. He went 1-2 down 0.7 units, and he's looking to change that right here and right now. The depth of knowledge of this next capper, unsurpassed. Please welcome the Gorkle to the show. Gorky, how are you?
I'm here to put out my plays, and let's just go get paid, brother.
Let's get paid. You are also in Commanders Chargers to open up your card. You have a single bet on Commanders Chargers, and then we move on to a 3-team parlay. Take it away here for us, Gorky. Commanders Chargers, your plan of attack.
I just think that offensive line for the Chargers is depleted. We saw what the Giants did to him last week. I think this Commanders team, even with Terry McLaurin out, has enough to make sure that this is not going to be a flowing game the way that the Chargers want it to be. And any stops go in the favor of the Commanders here.
You tweeted out Washington money line at plus 145. Can I ask what led you to the money line and not the spread?
Because in these spots, Jimmy, where I can get money line for plus money, I'm a plus money better. I like it. You can also take the spread, but it doesn't double up my money, so that's why.
Plus 145 for the Commanders, which takes us to our 3-team parlay. So we're going to go through each one. This is a 3-team parlay at plus 105.
Yes.
So get us started with the first leg, money line parlay in Raiders Colts.
Raiders Colts, I think that the Colts are the much better team here, even though last time they played in Lucas Oil, it didn't quite turn out the way that I would have wanted as a Colts fan. Kenny Moore should never have made that tackle and just let time run out. That's all I got to say. This is a different Colts team, though. This is a Colts team led by a competent quarterback and a team that believes in itself, unlike the last couple of years. So that's why I landed on the Colts here.
Colts are the first leg of the 3-team parlay for the Gorkle. Gorkle, next up for you is a money line second spot here on your parlay in Broncos Eagles. Take it away.
For me, the Broncos have been good this year so far, but this is another team that's, like I like to say, teams have levels, and the Broncos, as good as they are, they're not on the Eagles level quite yet. They might get there by the end of the season, or maybe in 2 seasons, for all we know. But for right now, give me the Colts, or give me the Eagles, especially at the Lincoln Financial Field is one of the best home field advantages in all the NFL. So give me the Eagles to roll here.
Eagles to roll, which takes us to the third leg of this parlay at plus 105. Lions, Bengals. Take it away, Gorky.
Is there much that needs to be said about this game? The Lions will run up as many points as they want. This is a team that has aspirations that they've come up short on in the past couple of seasons, late in the season, namely in the playoffs. But this is just a discrepancy in talent on the field right now, especially at the quarterback position. And we know how important that is in this league.
Colts, Eagles, Lions, moneyline parlay for the Gorkle at plus 105. Washington Commanders moneyline at plus 145 for the Gorkle. I'm going to drop Gorky's X handle here in the chat. Support our friend who supports us and is as selfless as they come. Gorky, any last words for the cappers supporting the show?
Yeah, tune in tonight, guys. Watch the live stream as you always do. because you are the reason that Jimmy does this, and all the hard work that all the guys put in behind the scenes is all because of you guys. Thank you for your support, and always tune into Pub Sports Radio platform.
There he is, the Goracle in the house. And yes, we've received the good news. And it is true. A very sharp book has now moved the Jets to minus 116. Dog to favor, baby. Woo-wee. They opened the Jets at plus 134. So it is a 50-cent move. 50-cent move towards our mighty green Jets. Jose Bouquet's New York Jets. Let's roll on to our next guest. Can't wait for you guys to hear what he's got cooking. Star of the Prime Cut Play of the Day. Star of the Turf and Surf Play of the Day. We got Callie in the house. Please welcome the Sweaty Butcher to the show. Sweaty Butcher, Mr. Exotic. What's good, man? How are you?
I'm all right, man. Doing good. Ready to get this Sunday cracking, man.
As you always do. And you get started here with action that you've put out on X here. Prime Cut is out there. Please set us up with the Prime Cut Play of the Day in Raiders Colts.
Let's get right into it then. I caught the line a little bit early. Not a big change, but I got it at 6.5, Indiana. Looking for a little bounce back here. Raiders struggling. Geno Smith is not trustworthy at all. But the biggest things here for me, we're 4 weeks in. That's a good amount of data for me. That's when I like to roll on these trends, catch them early, and get on top of them. So one big trend that's rolling for these Colts right now, and for in general in the league, is home faves off a loss are 9-0 straight up, and 8-1 ATS. My bad. Let me reiterate that. Home faves of 3 or more off of a loss are 9-0 straight up, 8-1 ATS the last 9 games. Away dogs off a loss are 4-14 straight up, 9-8-1 ATS, and 3-6-1 ATS the last 10. Those two colliding like that. I like to roll with the Colts here. Colts are 4th in scoring right now, 4th in total yards. Meanwhile, Raiders are ranked 22nd in points allowed, 20th in total yards allowed. Like I said, I'm looking for Indiana Jones and the Colts to bounce back here, get that high-powered offense rolling, and probably see a high-scoring game here too.
Prime Cut Play today. Colts minus 6.5 at minus 110, which leads us into our next spot, currently being debated in the chat as we speak. Buccaneers, Seattle Seahawks, 61 Fahrenheit, sunny, 9-mile-per-hour winds. With the situation as I was betting on Tuesday, Monday night, Tuesday, getting my action in, I thought that the Seattle Seahawks were the best bet on the board. And I got the -3. I have them also in a money line parlay with the Chiefs. And the 3 was expensive. I think it was -122. It wasn't cheap. Let's take a look at the line history here for this one. We have not set this one up. We have the Seahawks -3.5. I see a bunch of 4s at sharp books that are juiced towards Tampa Bay at +4 is -114 or -115, depending on where you shop, while Seattle's -105 at the 4. But I'm looking at a 3 here, 3.5, excuse me, at -107. So in the last little while, there had been a move on Saturday night towards Tampa Bay. That move is coming back slightly towards Seahawks. Seahawks are now 3.5 -107. The look ahead was 2. Came out on Sunday at 3, and that's where we stand right now. From a total standpoint here, we have the Seahawks Bucks at 44.5 at a pick'em. This opened up, or the look ahead was 45.5, and then it came out on Sunday at 44. So it's actually climbed a little bit since it came out on Sunday. We get to the cash flow for the Seahawks Buccaneers. We have 55% of tickets and 60% of cash on Seattle, 68% of tickets on the over, and 55% of cash on the over. The way, and you got my breakdowns out there. It's Troy and I's breakdown. We cut it up. It's out there, and I don't need to rehash any of it. But this just isn't fair situationally. It's just not a fair. It's not a fair spot. If this was, a wild card round, if we were deep into the season, I would. If you were to offer me Buccaneers plus 3.5 and they were healthy, I would jump at it.
Sure.
I know we all know what Baker Mayfield is. He's a junkyard dog, and he'll do whatever it takes for his team to win. But this is just too much. You have Seattle with extended rest and prep. They have Julian Love and Devon Witherspoon out, which hurts their secondary badly, and DeMarcus Lawrence out as well. But the injuries for the Buccaneers are much worse. Bucky Irving is a monster, and he's not going to be available.
Big part of the offense.
He's just so good. Cornerback Jamel Dean, hugely important. And Mike Evans, we know that Godwin has come back, but I just don't think Rachaad White can do it. I just think it's a very, very, very difficult spot for Baker Mayfield on the road. Craig Wood says Baker Mayfield 11-4 against the spread on the road as a Buck. Yeah, look, this is just not a fair situation with the Buccaneers traveling across the continent, having tough games in the heat against, the defending Super Bowl champs, just tough games against Seattle team that has extra rest. So I just think this isn't fair. Take it away for us, my man, Mr. Exotic in the house, Buccaneers Seahawks.
Yeah, I agree with you here. I think the Bucs are just way too beaten up. They've had a couple tough games, and it shows with the injuries. They're overworking themselves right now. Seattle, on the other hand, they're putting up points. They're kind of rolling here. The offense seems like they got a little something going on. They're averaging 27.8 points on the season through 4 weeks already. That puts them 6th in the league. That's pretty good. I don't see how they don't score a good 24-30 in this game either. I feel like with the running game kind of absent from Seattle and the running game going to be absent from the Bucs, there's going to be a lot of passing in this game. It's going to be a little bit slower. The time's going to drag out because I feel like there's going to just be a lot of passing here. So with that being said, I'm on team total over. I was kind of in the same boat with you, Jimmy, except when I first looked at it in the beginning of the week, I looked at the Bucs, but that was before the official Bucky Irving news came out and everything else. And then I looked a little bit deeper and I started doing numbers and stuff, and I seen that wasn't the right side. Then I realized the spot. Then the news came out and more injuries came out, and I feel I took a Seattle spot. I went with the 23.5. I got it at -120. It was a little bit juiced, but I felt like that was an easier spot than 3.5 just because Mayfield's a dog, and we've seen him at fourth quarter just come back and make really close games fucking almost every game so far. So that's the only thing that kind of held me off of that, and that's why I went with the team total, and I think it gets there. I think Seattle could put up 24 points.
Seahawks team total over 23.5 for the Sweaty Butcher, which takes us to Cowboys Jets, MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. And our guy, Sweaty Butcher's angle on this is unlike anybody else's on today's show. This is an original look here. Take it away for us.
Yeah, I dug into this game, obviously, Jets fan, and I got a lot of Cowboy fan friends, and I like to hold that over the heads whenever I can, Not very often I get to do that at all. So luckily, I'm hoping that happens today, but that's not where my bet is. I'm not on the side. I went with this angle I found while I was digging through their numbers, and it's the first quarter under 9.5. I got it a little bit early. I looked at it this morning, and it's back. It's at -115 now. But when I picked it up last night or yesterday afternoon, it was at +105. So maybe people are looking at it too now. I'm not sure. Or maybe the books are just adjusting. But Dallas, through the first 4 weeks, is only averaging 2.5 points in the first quarter. As much points as they've put up on the board, they're starting off slow. The Jets are only averaging 3 points in the first quarter through 4 games. The last 3 games of these guys combined, they've only averaged 1 point. In the last 3 games, both of these teams have only scored 3 points in the first quarter. I expect a lot of busted game script. Jets are sloppy. Dallas is sloppy. I just feel like it's going to get off to a really slow start, and then I believe it probably picks up second, third, fourth quarter, and this game probably ends up going over. But as far as the first quarter goes, I think it's slow and sloppy, and I'm taking the under on that.
First quarter under 9.5 at plus 105. So we've debated Commanders, Chargers, another spot where we have cappers on either side, and you are going to take confidence away from the Commanders backers like myself. Take it away, Sweaty Butcher. Inglewood, California, SoFi Stadium, Chargers hosting the Commanders.
Yeah, this is another this qualifies for a prime cut as far as how I use my trends and stuff, but I like the Colts a little better. That's why I put it in that spot, and I doubled up on the Colts. But Chargers -3 was a very close race for me. Washington's a little banged up. I know Daniels is back, this and that, but it's not really concerning me too much here. Harbaugh off a loss is what is really what I'm looking at, as well as the same trends that went with the Colts and the Raiders. The home faves off a loss, 3 or more, 9-0 straight up, 8-1 ATS last 9 games. That's tie that with Harbaugh, because I think what is he? I have it written down. 4-1-1 ATS off a loss with the Chargers. I know his straight up record's even better than that, but we're taking the points. So, like I said, similar to Colts spot, I'm looking for a big bounce back from LA against a little banged up Washington team at home. I think this line's wrong. I think this line should be higher. But
Chargers -3 at -110. I cannot wait to watch this game. So Herbert's issue with holding on to the ball for too long. I mean, I don't know what he's going to do now. I don't know what he's going to do now without Alt out there either. And I can't wait to watch it. And I don't have, as I said, I did take the under 10.5 wins today, plus 100. I didn't take to miss the playoffs. I wish I did. I wish I had a little. I didn't need to put the max bet on it, but I wish I had something on it. It was plus 325, between plus 325 and plus 385, depending on where you shopped. Chargers -3 for the Sweaty Butcher, which takes us to a 7-point teaser. A 5-team 7-point teaser at plus 325. Walk us through it.
yeah, I'll just slam through it real quick. I won't really review why. Some of the picks are already in there that I have. So I got Detroit -3. I feel like it's an easy spot. I like Gorky said, that they're just going to put up points on the Bengals. It'd be a miracle if they don't. That'd be the big. I'll be okay if Detroit doesn't win. If that's why this gets busted, fuck it. They deserve it at that point because fucking Bengals are atrocious. So yeah, Detroit -3. I got the Cards at a pick'em. I got the Colts at a pick'em. I got the Chargers +4, and I took the Dallas and Jets game over 40. Like I said, I think that first quarter starts off slow, and then they put up some points on the board.
Which sets up for an SGP as well, a non-correlated SGP you could rake on. First quarter under, full game over. 7-point teaser at plus 325. Colts pick 'em, Chargers +4, Cards pick 'em, Lions -3, and Dallas, New York Jets over 40 for the Sweaty Butcher. It's great having you rock with us. I'm going to pop your X handle here in the chat, and you'd see more of the Sweaty Butcher on our live streams, but he's coaching baseball, leading young minds, and doing great work. It's something that so many of the lowbaggers do, are coaching young minds in sports, showing them the importance of teamwork and supporting.
It's all about the youth. It's all about the youths.
And I got a chance to meet your great family at Santa Anita. So you lead by example, Sweaty Butcher, my man. I just popped his X handle here in the chat. Hit that and support our guy, Sweaty Butcher, my man. Any last words for the Capper supporting the show?
Yeah. Best of luck to everybody today. Go out there, get that cash. Thank you, Jimmy. See you guys soon.
There he is, Mr. Exotic in the house. And we roll on. We head south from Cali down southeast to Houston, Texas. Our next guest went 5-4 plus 0.48 units with us last week, but he cashed his mortgage bet. The mortgage bet cashed. And that's really what was the most important spot. Having the confidence, putting a mortgage on it, cashing it, being a hero. And that's what happens when you cover a mortgage in one swift angle on a Sunday. Let's see what he has in store for us right now. Please welcome our guy, LJ from H-Town. LJ.
From down south, where we ride on clouds. From down south, where we ride on clouds.
LJ, my man, how are you?
I'm doing great, Jimmy. Great, great. Happy Sunday football to you, sir. Ready to get to some action. Ladies and gentlemen, get your pens and pads out because it's time to go to class. So let's get right to it, my friend.
You start with your Houston Texans at the Baltimore Ravens M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. 77 Fahrenheit, sunny, 3-mile-per-hour winds. We've discussed this game. We've set it all up. The injuries are massive, massive on the Ravens, and an issue also for Texas, but not nearly as horrific. And we have a move now towards Houston. It looked like we were getting a move towards Baltimore. There was just a big move towards Houston. Houston now -2.5. So since in the last 40 minutes, we've had a 1.5 move back to Houston. Take it away.
Yeah, Jimmy, this is a more play on the defense for us, the Houston side. I believe they're fortunate that they can play Cooper Rush instead of Lamar Jackson because I think it'll be a very, very different game if he was on that field. But for the simple fact that they do have their backup coming in, I believe the defense is going to attack Cooper Kupp with the pass rush because of, like you say, all the injuries that the Ravens have on their team, mainly on offense and defense. So, but like I say, Houston can't score for the most part. They're bottom 5 in first half scoring and second half scoring. So they may give you 15 points if that. But I believe that the Ravens will get under their team total. And that's going to be my play. Team total under 19.5 -105. Simply because without Lamar Jackson, 8 straight games, the Ravens have gone under 20 points, averaging 13 points in those games. Also, Texas, #1 in defensive points allowed, 13 points. 3 out of the last 4 opponents, they kept them under 17 points. So I don't see Cooper Rush putting up any type of offense to get over that number. And I believe that the Texans defense is going to have a great, great day. I believe they're going to sack him a lot. And I believe that he's going to be running for his life all day long. So I believe that the team total goes under. And I'm going to trust the defense of the Texans to win the game. I'm not going to take it officially, but I am leaning towards the Texans with the victory and the spread. But official play, team total for the Ravens under 19.5.
At -105, you are locked and loaded. We've had a big move to our New York Jets that a lot of us are backing here. Cowboys, Jets, your next spot on the board. LJ, what is your move here?
Yeah, Jimmy, I believe this game is going to be sloppy. Both these teams are 6+ turnovers, going into this week. And I believe that both quarterbacks are going to be running around trying to get away from the pass rush. I mean, more so with the Jets, but I like Justin Fields today. He's going to be one of my plays in this game. But far as just the Cowboys putting up offense, I think the Jets are going to get after simply because, like you say, the numbers moving towards them. So that's an indication to me that, they're going to make that Prescott work today. They're probably going to shut the run down and make him pass, make him beat them through the air. But for a lean, though, the Cowboys early, second quarter, has been great. 50 points in the second quarter total, most in the NFL right now. That's a good look. But I can't trust the Cowboys right now to make that play just because I don't see enough from that offense. Plus, they're missing their main player, CeeDee Lamb. So I would trust them more with him. But far as the total, Jimmy, I believe it's going to go over. I just believe a lot of mistakes are going to be made. Maybe one of these quarterbacks throw interceptions, maybe have a fumble, somewhere around there to where both these teams will probably be in good field position to at least get 3 points if they don't score in the red zone. So I'm going to take the over 48. I got it at -115. And like I said, Jets 3-1 to the over already so far in the season. And like I said, the Cowboys, they went over the last couple of games as well, letting these offenses put points on them as well. So I'm going to take that over 48. And I got 2 props in this game. I'm going to take Justin Fields over 48.5 rushing yards, -115. Simply because the Cowboys have allowed the most rushing yards to the quarterback, and three of the quarterbacks have hit their rush props so far on this team. And Justin Fields runs the ball. And I'm going to even sprinkle the touchdown at +129. You could make that official as well, because I believe once he gets out the pocket, he's going to run for that end zone and score. So I believe he's going to have a big day. But as far as winning the game, they have to show him because they still haven't won a game. And it's a stat to where if the opposing team scores 21 points, he's like 0-24 in that streak. So Cowboys get 21 points. I would hate to miss that just because of that trend. So I'm going to stick to that. And my other prop, Brandon Aubrey on the other side for the Cowboys, over 1.5 field goals. Got it at -110. 17-4 last 21 games to the 2+ field goals. He missed last week. He only had one. So I believe on the road, he's going to get 2+ field goals because it's probably going to be hard for the Cowboys to get in that red zone consistently. And mind you, the Jets have given up 2+ field goals 10 out of their last 11 games going back to last year, 13 out of their last 17 games, if you streak to giving up 2+ field goals. And they've given it up in all 4 games this year. So those are my plays, Jimmy. Over 48, Justin Fields rushing yards, over 48.5, touchdown +129. Brandon Aubrey, over 1.5 field goals, -110.
You are in business. And the Fields over 48.5 rush yards was -119?
115.
115. Okay, thank you. -115. A quadruple up spot here for LJ in Cowboys Jets. We roll on to our next spot on the board. Raiders Colts, Lucas Oil Stadium. LJ, take it away.
Yeah, Jimmy, I'm on the Colts. I took the 7. I just believe that they're going to put up points in this game. Not only that, at home versus the AFC is where they play their best ball. And the Raiders on the road don't trust Geno Smith. They're only averaging 19 points a game. Defense giving up 25. So if you give up more points than you score, probably not going to put anybody on you. So other than that, Colts, I see the double result, but not going to make it official. But I really, really heavy lean to the double result because I believe they're going to win both halves. And I'm with Robano. Colts team total over 27.5. I mean, how the Raiders going to stop the Colts from scoring 28 points? I mean, I don't see it. They're going to have to show me that. But the Colts, they're real good in this situation, man. 11-4 against the spread versus the AFC, since 2024. 18-9 against the spread versus the AFC since 2023. And I lean the over as well because they're 18-8 and 1 to the over versus the AFC since 23. So I believe all those points are going to be made and all those points are going to be hit. But I'm officially stick to the spread of the Colts. I'm going to take their team total over 27.5. And I'm going to take a prop in this game, Jimmy. We're going to go to our good old boy, Geno Smith. Reliable Geno Smith with the interceptions, Jimmy. -140. I know it's juice, but hey, I'm going to trust that he gets this interception because he's had 15 interceptions going back to last year. 43 interceptions, most by an active quarterback since 2022. And mind you, the Colts defense, 3 of their AFC games that they have played, those quarterbacks have thrown an interception. So, Geno Smith interception, Jimmy. Colts minus the spread, team total over 27.5.
What was the juice on the 27.5?
-120.
-120. And are you on the 6.5 or the 7 with the Colts?
Can I get a 6.5?
Yeah, there are 6.5 here. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
It's a little more costly now than it was, but let's see what I can get the -6.5. Oh, it's costly now. It's -133.
No, yeah, it's just 7.
All right, we have the -7. This line moving very quick. It's been moving towards the Colts over the last little while. We can still get you the 7 at -110, but those are going away as well. -7 and -110 here for LJ, which takes us to your final spot on the board. Titans, Cardinals, State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. Take it away.
Yeah, Jimmy, let's just keep beating up on this rookie quarterback. I mean, we've seen the eye test. We saw it last week versus the Texans, who we know is not playing good ball right now on the offensive side of the ball. So we see Cam Ward just don't have enough. Now he's back on the road against a team that's coming off a loss. I believe Arizona is going to be ready to play. And I believe Kyler Murray is going to make a statement today versus a vulnerable defense that he can put up points up. So all that said, we know the Titans. I mean, they're 3-18 against the spread in their last 21 games. So, I mean, there's nothing I see they can do. They're giving up 30 points, so I believe the Cardinals will get all the offensive side of the ball that they're going to hit because first, especially in the first half, Jimmy. So I took the first half, -4.5 for the Arizona Cardinals, simply because the Titans, they've only scored 28 points total in 4 games in the first half. The Cardinals, 43 points total in the first half is where they do their best ball. So I'm going to trust that they cover that spread in the first half. And I'm also going to take the over, Jimmy, over 41.5, because I believe they're going to put up a lot of points. And if I could trust the Titans to get me a couple field goals, maybe a touchdown, let's Cam Ward squeak out a touchdown late in the game, you know what I'm saying, to get to double digits, you know, just to cover up that 41, because I believe the Cardinals are going to put up at least 30. I believe they're going to put up at least 30 points. So I'm going to go with the over as well. And one last prop in this game, Jimmy. I'm going to take the field goal kicker for the Titans, Joey Sly, over 1.5 field goals, minus 104. Simply because I don't see the Titans getting in the red zone consistently enough in this game. So they're going to test the field goals because you see these kickers kicking 50s and 60s right now. So to desperately get points on the board, the Titans are going to take shots at field goal. And Joey Sly is a good field goal kicker. So I can trust that he'll get you 6 points. So I'm going to take that prop. And like I said, I'm going to trust the Cardinals to take care of business. I believe they're going to get after Cam Ward. Like I say, he's the most sacked quarterback in the league. You know, Cardinals, 8 sacks, 23 quarterback hits so far on the defensive side. Calais Campbell and those guys, they're playing good, and they're home. Like I said, they're at home, off a home loss. So I believe they're going to be ready to play. So those are my plays, Jimmy. Cardinals, first half, over 41.5. Joey Sly, over 1.5 field goals.
What was the vig on the first half and the over 41.5?
Let me see.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
No
minus 105 is the Cardinals minus on the first half, minus 105. And what was the other one you said?
The over 41.5.
Minus 110.
You are in business here. LJ from H-Town. Cards first half, minus 4.5, minus 105. Over 41.5 in Tennessee, Arizona, and Sly over 1.5 field goals, minus 104. Then Colts, minus 7, minus 110. Colts team total over 27.5, minus 120. And Geno Smith, interception, minus 140. The over 48 in Dallas, New York Jets Fields, over 48.5 rushing yards, minus 115. And anytime touchdown, plus 129. And Ravens team total under 19.5. So no mortgage bet this week, is there?
No.
Already paid?
Yeah, it's already paid. But it's going to come up soon. Stay tuned, because next week, Dallas plays Carolina next week. And Dallas is good in the second quarter. We know how to fade Carolina second quarter. But we'll get to that later. But, Jimmy, I got one more before I go. I'm sorry. I want to take a shot at Bryce Young's rushing touchdown. It's plus 400, simply because he's had 4 rushing touchdowns at home he's had a touchdown at home the last 4 home games. He's had a 1 rushing touchdown. And the Miami Dolphins have allowed 3 of their 4 quarterbacks to get a rushing touchdown. The only person didn't get it was Josh Allen. But Bo Nix got it. Justin Fields got it. Daniel Jones got it. And I believe Bryce Young, he gets in that red zone, he's going to try to get that touchdown to continue that streak. So Bryce Young, long shot touchdown, plus 400.
You are in business. There he is, LJ from H-Town. I popped his X handle there, LJ Sports Media. Please hit that link and support our guy, LJ. Any last words for the Cappers Sporting Show?
Hey, man, shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody. Let's get this money, man. Let's have a great football Sunday. And like I always say, Jimmy, let's keep cashing.
There we go. LJ from H-Town in the house. We get to our final guest, who has been tearing it up. He has rocked with us on 3 separate shows so far in season 5. 2 of them, he has swept the board. Last week was one of those sweeps. 4-0 plus 4.57 units. Currently ranked 2nd out of 23 cappers here in season 5. 10-4 plus 7.31 units. Please welcome from Las Vegas, Nevada, star of Medicate Mondays right here on Pub Sports Radio, Dutch Boy Fresh. Dutch, what's good, man? How are you?
Jimmy the motherfucking bag. Salute to the ladies, gents, and D-gents for tuning in. It's all love, my guy. Oh, man. Hey, we're going to have to put a shot clock on LJ, bro. We're going to have to put a shot clock on that motherfucker. Hey, shout out to my guy, though.
Let's rock, Dutch.
You're going to text me early and then be late, Jim. Where we do that at?
I was concerned. We had 2 games left, but I shouldn't have been. I know you're always on time. Always on time with the cash as well. So let's get to work, Dutch. We have a Raiders Colts, and this is the first half of a money line parlay. So let's just only touch on the first half of it. Take it away in Raiders Colts.
Okay. You did get my over or my total bet that I sent you last night as well.
Yes.
Okay, bet. All right, bet. All right. Yeah, we're here with the Colts, man. We're gonna fade them Raiders. It's really what it is here. Daniel Jones actually impressed me against the Rams team. Played better than I thought he would. I thought we were gonna go back to the Danny NFC, Danny Dimes, and we didn't really see that. Although the Rams did what they had to do to get us that W. I was impressed with what I seen out of the Colts, not only offensively but defensively as well. The Colts off a tough loss, as I just mentioned to the Rams, are averaging 30 points per game, right under 400 yards, Jim. This offense is pretty fucking dynamic. Obviously, probably top running back in the league with Taylor. And, they got some weapons, well coached. I like what I've seen over there on Indianapolis. Now, they are 7-2 straight up, last 9 at home. But at the end of the day, what we're doing here is we're fading the Las Vegas Raiders and Geno Smith. He has not been the Geno that maybe they thought they were going to get it coming out of Seattle. Geno's been real bad. 7 interceptions in 4 games, 79 quarterback rating. Just not good. 24th on third down conversion rate, 35%. And this Raider team has pretty much just been an auto fade of late. They're 3-14 straight up, last 17, 2-9 straight up versus an AFC opponent. I think, man, just don't get it complicated here. I think the Colts probably lied to cover this game, but I'll take the money line here and parlay it.
And you have parlayed it in Broncos Eagles, Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Take it away.
Yeah, man. That fanboy shit's for the birds. We about the bread. And we are on the Eagles. 20-1 straight up last 21 games. All they do is fucking win, Jim. And I'm not gonna I don't think my Denver Broncos are gonna fucking get in the way of that. 13-0 straight up at the house. They handle business at the crib too. That's what good teams do. Now my Broncos, man, 0-2 straight up on the road, couple tough losses. They are 0-5 ATS on the road, last 5 on the road as well. I just don't think they're on the level of the Philadelphia Eagles. Now it is week to week, Jim, but there are levels to this shit. And I do not believe the Denver Broncos are going to go into Philly and beat a team that still hasn't played their best game of the year yet. They still have not played their best game. Haven't seen Devontae Smith, haven't seen AJ Brown really have big games. I look for Gobert to have a big, Gobert have a big game today. Excuse me. From a tight end perspective, Barkley still hasn't broke off yet. I know my Broncos are amazing on defense, but these long drives are going to tire out the Broncos, and this is not a good situation. Short week for Denver. Also, they're going out of the country after this, so this is not a good situation. I think the line is somewhat sharp, but I'll take the money line, Jim. We got it -103. Eagles to win and the Colts to win. It's good money.
You are in business, -103 Colts Eagles, which
And I
takes
do
us
want
to
to just tell you real quick, my fault, Jim.
Yeah.
I don't want to make this official, but I do want to give this nugget out because I do have a small bet on it. DK Dobbins, anytime touchdown +155. You know what they say, you miss a good bet, you got to bet it again. He hit it the first 3 times, didn't hit it last week, but did finally be the first running back that had 100 yards for our boy, Peyton in his career in his coaching career for the Broncos. So I think DK gets in the end zone. Harvey got it last week, but DK probably gets it this week.
Well, we move on to a game that's been very conflicting with breakdowns, highly contentious might be the way to put it. You are alongside Mr. Exotic going up against a few of us here. Talk to us about your confidence. Commanders, Chargers.
I was like, okay, yeah. We're on the Chargers, huh? Yeah, man. Excuse me, I'm kind of sweating out of the cold right now, Jim. Not the best, but we're gonna get it done. Oh man, Chargers, huh? So everyone's trying to line up and fade these Chargers. Is that what I'm some sharps against the Chargers, Jim? And I believe you might be one of them, my friend. But I'm telling you right now, you do not want to bet off of this, this team off a loss. A tough loss in New York. We talked about it. We said the writing was on the wall. We took the points. We didn't get too greedy there, but they fucked around and lost that game. It was just not a good situational spot for the Chargers. And now you're gonna tell me the reason why you're gonna go on to Washington is because the offensive line is beat up, and I get that. But I'm telling you right now, in short and sweet, I'll give you some better things. But you give me the better quarterback, the better coach, off a loss at home. Sign me the fuck up. Now you got a Washington Commander team that is beat the fuck up as well. You got Jane Daniels coming back. He's going to be ready to rock and roll. But you got you got Debo, who hasn't practiced all week. He will be playing. McLaren ain't playing. This is not the same Washington, whatever the fuck you want to call them, from last year. This is a team that I was ready to fade from the start of the season. And then obviously with the Daniels injury, kind of, you kind of got to tread a little lightly there. You faded them last week, I believe, with Atlanta, and they handled business. I just don't see what's in this team. I know Dan Quinn's got a good defensive mind, but he doesn't have the talent. Does he really have the D ends and the guys to attack and exploit the weak offensive line? I don't think so. So at the end of the day, you're giving me a Chargers team with 2-8 ATS at home, 12-4 ATS last 16. This is a bet on football team. 10-3 straight up last 13. Win a favorite, and I got it at 2.5 minus 115. So we're pretty much asking them to win the game. Now they are 43% on third down defense, and allowing 17 points per game, 270 yards, and 158 yards per game. So this is a fucking solid defense that Jane Daniels is coming back to against without one of his main weapons. And I don't believe he has that many weapons. And the running back, I believe, is room is a little light as well. Now Washington allows 354 yards per game, 248 passing yards per game. Herbert, I think, is going to really light this team up. I do not like this defense that Washington's bringing out there. Well coached, maybe, but they do not have the talent, in my opinion. And then they're 2-6 ATS last 8 on the road, Jim. So this is a team that you don't back when they're fully healthy and playing better football on the road. This is not a good spot for the Washington Commanders, in my opinion. Give me the Chargers minus 2.5, minus 115. It's good money.
You were in business. Chargers minus 2.5, minus 115, and for all clarity, I'm not betting on the Commanders. I'm fading the Chargers, and I expect to do it every week until the market corrects itself. And I love it. Again, now my dad's in my ear, season ticket holder. He watches them live and then watches it afterwards. But I'm so excited to watch this game, and we invest and we deal with the consequences and don't like being on the other side of you. But I am so excited for not backing a bounce back. I love bounce backs. I love bounce backs. And my thesis is that that's who they really are, is the team we saw that lost to the Giants. So we'll see here. Let's move on to the next spot on the board here, Dutch. And you have, again, another money line parlay. And this one is real nice looking. So let's start with the Patriots Bills as the first leg of your money line parlay. Take it away.
Yeah, man. You know what it is. It's Josh Allen. It's the best thing going. It's the Bills Mafia. Bills lost to the Pats last meeting, actually in Foxborough too. Did lose the last game, so you kind of got a little bit of a revenge factor there. They don't want to lose to the division rival. You got them averaging 33 points per game. The Bills, they're just good, man. They are just a good football team. 7-3 straight up last 10 meetings. Average margin of win, 9 points per game. You got the number 1 rushing team in the league. They run the ball. Josh Allen just does what it has to do. Doesn't turn it over. Did turn it over last week against the Saints. Kind of played a sloppy game, so I expect I don't think they were too happy, honestly, after that performance against New Orleans. So I expect a lot better looking Buffalo Bills team against their rival in prime time, where we know Josh Allen signs. 13-0 straight up last 13 at the crib. 5-1 straight up last 6 at home versus the Pats. And then on the other side, you look at the Pats, man. They're 2-7 straight up last 9 on the road. 2-6 straight up last 8 versus the Bills. 5-15 straight up last 20 overall. Did handle business, obviously against the Panthers. So they might be a little fat and happy, but this pass defense is a huge, huge question mark, in my opinion. And I believe you're going against the best thing going in Josh Allen. What the fuck is he going to do with you? He's going to run it up and down, pass it all around, do whatever he has to do. I honestly think this Bills run this game away unless it's a primetime fuckery. But I'll take the money line, Jim, here, and we're going to parlay it with the Monday night game. So we're going primetime. We'll be sweating both of these games with the Jim on PSR. Primetime, Sunday night, Monday night, Kansas City Chiefs going into Jacksonville. A lot of love for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, last week we talked a lot about Kansas City. We probably beat our chest up a little bit about Kansas City. And I'm going to continue to beat my chest to Kansas City because these motherfuckers with Xavier Worthy back, they're another level. They really are. And you do not want to bet against Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, especially when y'all start fucking putting them under the rug a little bit. Now they're 8-0 straight up last 8 versus the Drags, 12-4 straight up last 16 on the road, 7-3 straight up against a fellow AFC opponent. On the other side, I know Jacksonville's playing good football, but there's levels to this shit, man. You are not on the Kansas City Chiefs level. Let's be real. The Jags are 1-5 ATS last 6 versus the Chiefs, 5-13 straight up versus a fellow AFC opponent. And I just pretty much think at the end of the day, the Chiefs are getting healthy. They lost their first 2 games of the year. Not used to that. Patrick Mahomes hasn't lost his first 2 games since high school. He got a taste of losing, and he didn't like it. And he's going to do whatever possible to continue to win. And he's getting some weapons back, Jim. This is a bet on Kansas City team. If you want to get cute, take the points. But I'm going to take a money line here. If you want to, because I do think Jacksonville makes this a game. But at the end of the day, Kansas City wins this game. I got it 111. Bills, KC minus 111.
Bills,
Good money,
KC, money line parlay. I also this year been betting a couple more than I ever have, or at least in the last 9 or 10 years. I have a parlay as well. I have a Chiefs Seahawks money line parlay plus 139. Let's roll into your final spot on the board. Dutch, Cowboys Jets is our last game on today's show. Thank you guys for rocking with us here on Pub Sports Radio. Cowboys Jets. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let's run up the likes. This one was my late edition. And this one, it took me a little while, Jim. I wanted to press the button on Monday. I just, I've been betting unders. But today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to cash on an over. Over 47.5 in the Dallas Cowboys Jets game. It's good money, man. Now, the Jets allowed 27 points or more in all 4 games. All right. 30 or more in both home games. The Cowboys are allowing 33 points per game. Allowed 37 points to the fucking Russell Wilson-led Giants. Made that boy look like prime time Russ back in Seattle. 31 against the fucking Bears. And obviously just recently 40 against the Green Bay Packers in one hell of a tie. Now, on the other side of the ball, the Cowboys only allow 18% of the – now, when you look at the Cowboys on the other side of the ball, they allow 18% pass in the NFL, pass attempts. Sorry, I got to read this. My fault, Jim. I can't read my own fucking writing good.
It's all good.
Okay, what's allowed? Now they're only allowing 18% of the pressures on the quarterback, right? Which is good for top 5 in the NFL. Now the Jets only pressure the quarterback 12% at the time, which is second worst in the NFL. So me telling you that is simply saying Zach's going to have all the fucking time he wants in the world to pass the fucking football. The Cowboys scored 50% of the drives this season, top 5 in the NFL. On the other side of that, the Jets are allowing scores 52% of the time. That's 4th worst in the NFL. The Jets only team in the NFL last week that didn't go 3 and out. As you know, you watched them play last week against the Dolphins. A lot of people were on the Dolphins. I mean, they were in that game, really. They just turned the ball over 3 times, but they didn't fucking punt. I mean, Justin Fields has got this team actually moving the ball pretty well on offense. And the Cowboys did not force a 3 and out last week. So you got you got a team that can't stop nobody and a Jets team that actually is out to prove something, I believe. Also, at the end of the day, Justin Fields has been playing pretty good fucking football. The one game that they really didn't put up 20. They've been scoring in the mid-20s easily. The game they didn't do that was against the Bills, where they only had 10 points. He went out of that game, and Tyrod Taylor played a lot of the game. And my point is simply Justin Fields is going to be able to move the ball against this Dallas Cowboys team, and I don't believe the Jets are going to on the other side. We think Jets, we think defense. They went and got Aaron Glenn. This is not a good defensive football team. They can't stop nobody. And then you look on the other side, the Dallas Cowboys are probably even worse. So over 47.5, like this look, late edition, but I do believe it cashes. Not the highest on betting overs, but Garrett Wilson, as my guy Rob Free says in the chat, still has not had a big game. I think they show up and show out here. Justin Fields are live to win this football game, but we'll be in the 50s, Jim.
Over 47.5 and minus 110 for Dutch Boy Fresh. Bills, Chiefs, moneyline parlay minus 111. Chargers minus 2.5, minus 115. And Colts, Eagles, moneyline parlay at minus 103. Dutch is 10-4 plus 7.31 units. 2 of the 3 weeks he's swept the board. What does he have in store for week 5? I imagine it is glory. Dutch, thank you so much for rocking with us. Tell us a little bit of what's going on. Medicate Monday tomorrow, my man.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm gonna be drinking Third Flu all fucking day long, so I could be ready to rock and roll in the morning, hopefully. But yeah, man, check us out in the morning. We'll be recapping all the winners, everything we do right here on Pub Sports Radio. And yesterday, man, it was a rough day, but we're gonna stand down. We're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna get to the bag. I appreciate you, Jim. As always, y'all stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.
There he is. Dutch Boy Fresh fighting the good fight, fighting the sickness to hand out winners as he does. Let's do a review of all action we have kicked off. Last year, when I would take a look at what would happen at kickoff, it was just horrifying. So I'm not going to look right now. We'll just let things bang out. For me, Browns +4 was a push. So Saints -130 on the money line. Saints double result at +180. Seahawks -3 at -122. Chiefs -3 at -122. Seattle, Kansas City money line parlay +139. Jets +2.5 -114. Raiders +7 -115. Panthers +1 -105. Then I've doubled up on that Detroit, Cincinnati first half and full game under. Patriots +8 and Commanders +3 -115. A lot of you guys know that when my pops sends in his action, I almost never put it in. I never place it. I did place it here. All of his action has been placed on the Washington Commanders. I'm so excited to watch that game. I'm nervous talking about it. Let's go through all of the action here. Bobano on Carolina +1.5 in the over 43.5. Jets +1.5. Jets team total over 23.5 in the over 47.5. Colts team total over 27.5. Full game over 47. Broncos +4.5. Houston, Baltimore over 40.5. And Detroit, Cincinnati over 48.5. That's where we're going heads up. Patriots +8.5. Patriots team total over 19.5 in the over 48.5 for Ian Cameron. Morgan Spooner on Saints money line. Jets +2. Ravens +2. Commanders +3. Titans +8.5. Patriots +8.5. Joey DFS. Fields anytime touchdown. Gibbs anytime touchdown. Parlay with Montgomery anytime touchdown +140. And Q Johnson +155. Q for the Chargers. Salty Pete gave us Texans -1 and -110. Lions first half team total over 16.5 at +110. St. Brown anytime touchdown at +110. And Sammy Laporta anytime touchdown +225. And the under 42 in Giants Saints. His teasers Cards -0.5. Raiders +14 and Lions -3 at +140. Oldie says he's jumping in the Discord if anyone wants to sweat the Ravens game with him. I will jump in and check it out for sure. I'll jump in there with you. Washington money line for Gorky and his parlays: Colts, Eagles, Lions at +105. Then Sweaty Butcher, Colts -6.5. Seahawks team total over 23.5. The first quarter under 9.5 +105 in Dallas, New York Jets, and the Chargers -3. 7-point teaser +325 is Colts pick'em, Chargers +4, Cards pick'em, Lions -3, Dallas, New York Jets over 40. The feeling that I get when I know it's all starting, all the action starting, all the work's in, all the investments have been made, and we just get on the roller coaster ride. I fucking love this shit, man. I love it so much. I'll never stop loving this feeling that you get. I mean, it really makes other parts of your life less important because you get this unabashed joy and these endorphins popping off like you're on drugs. Ravens team total under 19.5 for LJ, over 48 in Dallas, New York Jets. Fields over 48 on fresh yards anytime touchdown +129. Colts -7. Colts team total over 27.5 and Geno Smith interception. Cards first half -4.5. The over 41.5 in Tennessee, Arizona, and Sly over 1.5 field goals. Then he added the Young anytime touchdown. And then we just went over Dutch Boy Fresh's action. The Sweaty Butcher, thank you for rocking with us. All of our guests that joined us live, thank you so much. Bobano, Spooner, Joey DFS, Salty Pete, JT, Sweaty Butcher, LJ, and Dutch Boy Fresh. But we have nothing without you guys. No, nothing for me, Toby, on the Titans game. I will be cheering for you, my friend. Ron Young, I love it, buddy. Thank you, my man. Thank you for rocking with us. Shout out to the 604. I miss the West Coast. Res Mob, Donut Silks, Toby Lane, Irish King, Lex Steele, Old E, Justin McKelvey, thank you for all that you do for us. Kongs Clips, Rob Free, Harold Williams, Luis Fernandez, Man Bear, Big Joe Chris, Dougie Wise, Drew Furstenberger. Thank you guys, all of you. Joe Chris, Just My 2 Cents, Spenny Penny Bombs, Jojo Rabbit, Occupancy, Smoking Mirrors, SK. Thank you guys. Troy Torrance, my partner in Bankroll Blitz. Jason Meyer, the Eldorado custodian. Scott, thank you. Now it's time. The time is now. WT, much love to you, man. I cannot wait, and I know it's going to happen. Cannot wait till we're sitting in Costa Rica, and I look at you and I say, God, can life get better than this? I know that's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. Agent Parlay, thank you to all of you. Thank you guys for your support. Now let's go get that cash. Let's have a giant Sunday. Milk these bookies. Leche. Hey, los bookmakers. Milk the motherfuckers.